Welcome to Trenton Makes Media with your ambassador, Joel L. True, II on WIMG 1300 AM. Music for the Soul, 5 times. Stellar award-winning gospel station on Trenton Talks Radio, sponsored by WIMG 1300 AM weekly on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on the radio dial, 1300 AM, as well as www.wimg1300.com. And you can catch us at True Heart TV on Facebook and YouTube on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Welcome to the broadcast tonight, man. We got an exciting broadcast for you tonight. I had my brother Dana Williamson coming on, principal of Twilight High School right here in the capital city of Trenton, New Jersey, Trenton Public Schools. We're going to kick it right now. We're going to kick it and just share about his background and his principalship at Twilight and all the great work that he's been doing over the last 20 plus years in education, coming out of Delaware State University, 89 grad, starting out in East Orange for about 10 years, and then coming here to Trenton and spending his last 23 years here in the capital city of Trenton to his rise to principalship as an African-American Black man here in the city of Trenton. So let's kick it. What's up, Dana?
Hey, brother True, how you doing? I'm doing all right.
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, man. You know, so 89 grad, Del State, and here you are, principal, right? And I see your colors, brother. Principal, not only you principal of Twilight High School, coming out of Del State, but 1911. How's that? What's up?
Hey, of course, I love my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. But the bottom line is the Divine Nine is definitely fine. I embrace all Divine Nine, and because we're all in this struggle together, brother.
All right, I'll just give it to you right there like that. Yeah. Amen, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to my Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated brothers, my Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated brothers, Phi Beta Sigma brothers, and all the other brothers. Amen, Divine Nine. Appreciate you guys, man. This is what it's about. Just kicking it live.
Right.
So Dana, man, you've been in East Orange, man, teaching. I heard, you told me about your substitute teaching prior to that, man, and now you a principal.
Yes, and I gotta tell you the story real quick. There's a saying, mothers know best. So before I actually went to college, you have to make that decision. What do you want to go to school for? I had a passion back then. I actually want to go to college for theater. I love performing, being on the stage, and that was my idea. What would I like to go to school for something that I enjoy doing? Well, my parents, being parents, they said, well, that's something you can do anytime. So my mother, she encouraged me to go into education. And when I say she encouraged me, she brought it up from time to time. Why don't you major in education? And I actually have a family history when it comes to education. So my mother, she encouraged me, but 18-year-old, nah, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be in the classroom. I actually majored in marketing, business administration. I was only two counting classes away from a double major. Come out of college, 1989, I decided, I said, well, let me substitute while I look for employment. I started substituting. The principal happened to be my one of my middle school English language arts teacher. And one day she came, she said, you're a natural. Why don't you pursue education? And then other people would say it, and I would hear it again. So I said, well, let me go take the test just to see what happens. Passed the test on my first time, and the rest was history. Never looked back, never did anything else. I can't hear you. Hello?
So you were in the classroom. You were in the classroom in East Orange.
Yeah.
For 10 years, and then transitioning here to Trenton.
Right. So I ended up in Trenton. So I did 10 years in East Orange. What brought me to South Jersey? So in 1993, I actually got married. I married my college sweetheart, And so she was also in education, but she was working in Willingboro. I'm working in East Orange. So in '93, we actually got married, moved to Burlington because I didn't want her to have both of us to have a commute. And I commuted from '93 to 2000.
Mm.
And at that time, that's when I said I need to be a little closer to home because I felt like I was just sleeping in Burlington and working and everything else in North Jersey.
Right, right. So that was a happy medium then to come to Trenton and start another career pathway here. So when you came to Trenton after leaving East Orange, what was the first position in Trenton?
When I first came to Trenton, I was actually math, and science teacher at Junior 4, Dunn Middle School. From Dunn Middle School, I then was able to take a position as disciplinarian for Junior 3. After Junior 3, I became the teacher leader for a middle school alternative school called Sherman Avenue on Sherman Avenue. We did that for 1 year. Unfortunately, the funds ran out. I went back into the classroom, taught, I think it was 2 years at Monument School. From Monument, I then went to the West Camp. Well, actually, I'm sorry. From Monument, I went to the West Campus as a disciplinarian. I was disciplinarian there for a few years. The two high schools, West Campus and Medical Arts, they then combined, merged, should I say. And then I was pretty much what you call bumped back into the classroom, where I taught fourth grade for 2 years at Mott Elementary School.
Mm.
And then after that, I became a vice principal at Monument School. And then from Monument School, I became the vice principal at Trenton Central High School, where I ran the ninth grade academy, I think, for probably about 5 years. And then from ninth grade academy, my next journey was at Kilmer School as vice principal. And then as of 2022, I became the principal at Daylight Twilight High School.
Yeah, that's an awesome resume, awesome rise for a strong African American Black man in Trenton community, in any community for that matter. And what do you owe your rise in terms of being able to weather through those positions, take a bump, get bumped back to the classroom after being at administrative level, and persevering through that, and becoming now a principal at Daylight Twilight?
What I would say to everyone, because sometimes you think things should happen when you think they should happen. And in my case, I thought it would happen much sooner. However, it happens when it's supposed to happen, God's plan. I never really was too concerned about becoming a principal when I was the vice principal for the ninth grade academy, because to me, it was just a title. Because the building, I was the principal of my building. And I'm quite sure I can speak for the same for my colleagues. We had the responsibility, and we also, we have this conversation quite often. When we were in the swing spaces, it forced us to really manage the building on your own. We were no longer in one building with the principal. Everyone was somewhere else running their own school. So there was a lot of pressure that was actually placed on us, or not so much pressure, but more responsibility that was placed on us. Because as a vice principal, one of the goals is to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do to assist the principal in achieving the goal that is set for everyone.
No, important part of that is that's when we talk about that swing space, folks. We're talking about when Trenton High was demolished. The old Trenton High was being demolished, and the new Trenton High was being built. We had, as a district, we had to have swing space, meaning other locations for each and every one of those high school academies, small learning communities to operate from. And so Dana Williamson was responsible for one of those communities in that swing space. So that not only were they separated across the city, but it was standalone, by himself there. and had to really put the time in, the work in to manage that particular facility and the school district for infrastructure there, as well as students, culture, climate, all those things that involve a school. So I just want to explain what we meant by swing space. So folks would understand that what they meant by swing space in the actual school building, but not a rented one and temporarily because the high school is being built. But now we have a high school, so all that's been moved back in. Yes.
Yeah.
So what's happening with at Daylight Twilight now? You're there. You've been there 2 years, going on 2 years now. Are you going into your second year, into your third?
Well, this is my second year.
Going into your second. Okay.
Yeah. Where we're into the second year at this point. At Daylight Twilight, we have a unique situation. We actually service predominantly we have a large Spanish-speaking population. We house newcomers, students that come from other countries that in many cases don't speak the language, may have had 2 or 3 year break in their education, where they actually come to Daylight Twilight. We are the school to assist those students. And so that creates a unique situation for us. But what we're doing is we've embraced that, reaching out to community partners to see how well, as much as we can, service those students with in mind, all students in mind, should I say. I've been working with Mercer County College. We're looking to increase our dual enrollment for students to get more credits. Get college credits as they're taking courses in school, high school, at the same time. In the past, people used to look at the school as an alternative school. We are not an alternative school. We are a comprehensive high school, just a smaller version of Trenton Central High School. So we're trying to create more of a community oriented setting. We have a brand new career center that we opened in the school that we're looking to incorporate more outreach programs where parents can actually come in and get trained with technology, get assistance from all different areas, having community partners come in. There's a lot of exciting ideas that we have in place that we're looking forward to for it to come to fruition, as that I would say in the near future.
I think that was a really exciting time when you and your team came to the board and presented on the Career and College Center at Daylight Twilight. So do you see how's it being utilized now? I know it's in its infancy, starting up. Are you getting a good amount of folks interested in coming in and being a part of that from the community? What are you seeing? What are you seeing on the ground?
Well, in order for anyone to be willing to participate with anything, you have to expose them. So we've been showcasing the space and having different people actually, say, "Oh, I could see us doing this." So like I said, we're brainstorming. A lot of it right now is just brainstorming. We actually had our technology department actually brought in a team from Apple, where we're looking to outfit some spaces in the school to create an Apple center where students can not just play on computers, but we do have a video TV production class. So we're looking to use that to broadcast, to hopefully team up with some of the community partners where they can actually do commercials and other type of things to support and promote their businesses. We've seen this happening at other schools that through Apple actually showed us some of the ideas and things that can be done. And of course, music is something that students are really interested in doing. We have so much talent just within the school with students. I have some students who actually are doing music videos, signed to labels and things like that. But we would like to get them to learn, hopefully, about the music business and where they can become their own entrepreneurs and develop their talents and their skills to be their own bosses.
That's awesome, man. I mean, you talked about also the connection with Mercer County Community College, which is right across the street. At least the James Kearney campus right across the
Right.
street there. What is that? How is that relationship being built? And are you seeing a connection with the county college as well?
Oh, listen, like I said, we've been in communication, constant communication, and we also have another program that we're getting off the ground, um, which is an aviation program that many
Hmm.
people don't know about. And it's not just Daylight Twilight High School, but Trenton Central High School has the same program. So we actually send teachers out to a conference where they actually was able to learn about the program. I have a teacher who is like so excited about not only teaching students how to fly, but she's also interested in learning how to fly. And Mercer County, where many people don't know, Mercer County has a huge aviation program, and that's been in effect for quite a while. So that's one of the really big, excited um, programs that Mercer County is actually really interested in helping us build.
That's awesome. Now, is there also any other connects with, say, Rowan or College, New Jersey, or other surrounding schools that are not necessarily Mercer County Community College? Have you made any contacts or connects with them, or is that in something that's in the plans to make connects with those colleges as well?
Well, we're not going to discount any other schools. We've had meetings with the leadership of Mrs. Grant, who is assistant superintendent. She is actually the one who's driving the car to make sure that we get as many opportunities as we can um, to offer our students. So Mercer County College, I do know that there are some other colleges. I can't tell you off the top
Hmm.
who those colleges will be, but we are definitely trying to open it up as much as possible to expose our students to as many possibilities as we can.
Yeah, I just came from the scholarship banquet that they have they've had this the first time they've had since the pandemic at Mercer County College out on Old Trenton Road. And it was their foundation, and they were giving scholarships out to all of Mercer County students who are attending the college, but giving scholarships to those schools. The fraternity was also Omega Psi Phi fraternity
Yeah,
was
you
one of the
guys do a great.
giving.
I want to say you guys do a probably hands down one of the best jobs when it comes to that college career affair that you guys do. Hands down, best best I've ever seen. So
Amen.
kudos to you.
Amen. Thank you, brother. Amen. And so, I got a chance to see the president of Mercer County Community College. They talked about the connections that we've been making with Mercer County Community College, and the vice president as well. So, I mean, we're making the
Dr.
connects.
Perez. Yes.
Yes, we're making the connects. Deborah Perez. Yep, we're making the connects with her and her Joe. Joe, the vice principal, Joseph, the vice principal, and it's a very good relationship. We got to continue to build that up and make
Yes.
sure that comes to fruition. So tell me more about. I know we talked about aviation, Mercer County, and the progress and the opportunities there. But tell me more about this Career College Center, and the objectives of the Career College Center. More about the objectives. I know you talked about one specific one, but more about the objectives of that career college and where you see this going over the next, say, 2-3 years.
Well, we're hoping that we can create an atmosphere that, like I said, once again, to engage the community, also along with the students. Once again, another thing unique about Daylight Twilight High School, and the reason why it's called Daylight Twilight High School, is because we have our day school, but we also have an adult program, an evening adult program. That's where Daylight Twilight
Mm-hmm.
comes into play. So with our Twilight program, it pretty much can open up the school to so many opportunities. Um, we have a teacher leader by the name of Janice Williams, who is actually about to retire, and I have to give her a big shout out. She's been a big driving force with making the connections with our partners, and just connecting once again, exposing what it is that we're trying to do at the high school. So we don't want it just to be a take situation. We want it to be a partnership where it's a give and take. We have students that we would love to, if we can get them internships, even volunteer just to get experience. One of the goals is this year, one of our major goals is to get our students out to as many college campuses as possible, to expose them to the opportunities, not just with colleges and college campuses, but also with the workforce. So we're looking to expose our students to different organizations, companies, trades that that they could probably benefit from. But the ultimate goal is, the key word is exposure. How do we expose our students? How do we expose our parents to something that can hopefully make their lives better?
Amen. That's important. That's important work. And I'm glad you just had a distinction there and explained what Daylight Twilight represented, right? You said a day school plus an adult evening school. So this opens the opportunity for adults to come in and to learn and develop. Is there an age restriction or age requirement for the adult school?
There's no age requirement. We have, I wasn't there the year. I think they had a woman, I want to say she was close to her 90s. I'm not exactly sure.
Wow.
I know this past year we graduated a couple of parents who, one in particular, she actually have a daughter. Actually, a couple of them had children in high school. So I was really proud of them to come back to finish something that not only made them feel good, but I know that it was something that they really felt that they need to do to show their children how important it was. So no, there's no age restrictions when it comes to our Twilight program.
And then in the Daylight program, what's that age group? We're talking about high school level kids at the
Yeah, that's
Daylight program.
that's your regular high school age students. Um, like I said, we do have a SLIFE program, so in some cases we may get some students that may be a little older, but it's usually students 20, what might be the age that many of them will go to, hopefully graduated by 20.
Okay.
But in most
So
cases,
is it like
19 would be
over
the age.
age undercredited?
That's what it used to be.
Okay.
So we are still under the same format for this year, but next year we're looking to change the format where we'll be on the same accord as Trenton Central High School. Same schedule, with the goal that we work as, even though we're two separate high schools, but using the resources to the maximum to help our students benefit when it comes to course related items. Because I may not have a course at my school because we're a much smaller building. The course may be at Trenton Central High School. I'm hoping the goal is that we can be able to at least maybe move a student, transport them to the course that they need to take. And I know you probably remember, what is it called? They had a where they would bust the schools out to take the is it SIOP? Not SIOP. What's the name? SIPAC. I don't know if you remember.
Vocational school?
For vocational.
Vocational program, yes.
So they would, half the day the students would go to the vocational school, then they'd come back to the high school for their basic courses, their major courses that they would have to take. So and once again, hopefully with Mercer County College, with our dual enrollment, we can create some. My vision is to create like a campus, a little small campus type feel, where students can take advantage of the resources they have over there as well.
That's a win-win for the students, win-win for the parents, win-win for the district. So you have a lot on your plate, a lot of goals to accomplish, a lot of goals already accomplished. And I mean, your rise to principalship from East Orange, from coming out of Delaware State in 89, man, and being a sub and not really recognizing and realizing that this was your calling,
Definitely.
and holding on, grabbing a hold of that calling, right? And spending that time in the classroom and in East Orange, and then coming to Trenton, man, and putting the time in, and being persevering, and just being a strong brother in the community. Because I remember when I was in district, man, you were always a strong brother in the community, always working hard, always putting your best foot forward for our kids and for all the children. And now, man, having that reward, that crown, if I can call it that,
Hmm.
at that principal level, even as a VP in certain scenarios, right, whether it be in a small learning community at the high school, you were running your building, man. So you were at that principal level in terms of performance, even though it was a VP title, you were still at that level. And then having this opportunity here at Daylight, Twilight, to be principal, and then be able to bring in and be at the helm of a high school that's bringing in diverse and needed programs like Career College Center, like becoming a full comprehensive high school. Talking about training of parents and the adult program and the connection with Mercer County Community College and connection with corporations, and I mean helping the children really be able to grow and develop,
Yes.
and to reach their goals and objectives like you have. I mean, you look back, man. You looking back, man. Giving back.
Well, let me say this, brother Trueheart. Um, I always say you don't get to where we didn't get to where we are by ourselves. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's someone that either inspired us, not only inspired us, there was someone who took us by the hand to pull us. And that's what we have to do. Each one teach one. And it's important, and I'm going to say this to all the brothers out there, men of color, my black brothers. Um,
Right.
please don't discount education. Your presence is needed. And I just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Earl, our superintendent. He and I, before I even came over, um, took the position. We talked about the vision, and we're on the same accord. He's coming in with some different ideas, and I appreciate the opportunity that he has given me. I want to give a big shout out to my team because I will tell you, one man does not run a building alone. So my staff, give big kudos to them because I could create a vision, but I need a team to make sure that we're rowing that boat in the same direction. So we're doing what we have to do. And like I said before, I enjoy what I do. I've been doing it for a while. And it's all about giving back to our babies.
That's awesome, man. I mean, you're centered, man. Because when you start talking about supporting and having a positive impact and influence on others as you do on yourself, that shows empathy. It shows strength. It shows leadership, and it's something that I also believe in. That one man don't run the show. He has a whole team that helps
That's right.
him run that show and get things done. And so that's awesome, man. Appreciate you coming on tonight and just sharing just a little bit about your life and about your rise, man, the principalship and your career. Both East Orange and here in Trenton, we've known each other for 20. I
Yeah.
think we've known each other at least 23 years, man. Since
Yeah,
since you
yeah, yeah. You're
started
right.
thereafter,
Look,
then
I've
shortly
known you for
thereafter,
I feel like I've known you since I've been in Trenton, so
right?
I concur. So definitely, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I was very, very being on the board for 10 of those years. I was elated. I was proud. I was overjoyed when the name came across the agenda.
I appreciate
Dana
it.
Williamson, principal, Daylight, Twilight High School, man. I was just like, yes, my brother, that's what we're talking about. Because as a board, each of us talk about, and we shared it with the superintendent, Mr. Earl. He's a great leader. That we want to build from within our organization, build up the people so they can take on positions of more authority and more responsibility and more leadership. And you're a shining example of that in our community, in our district. And I'm so very proud of you, brother. And appreciate you for staying in the game and staying on the team.
Right.
You know, being a part of being a part of the division. We've had some serious challenges along the way, right? We've had several different leadership changes and so forth. But now you laid the groundwork. You stayed the course. And we got a strong leader, Mr. Earl, who's going to be here another 5-6 years or longer, right? So
hopefully,
hopefully he got a nice contract. He's got some longevity here in the district. So we're looking forward to continuing to build upon what you've already laid the groundwork for, and what he continues to vision with your support and his support to you and all the other your VPs, your staff, and everybody, man. Kudos to them as well for laying the groundwork, man, to make this happen for our kids.
Well, I'm going to say thank you for having me, and I really enjoyed this.
Amen. Amen. God bless you. God bless you. You've been listening to Trenton Makes Media on WIMG 1300 with your ambassador, Gerald Truard II. IMG sponsors us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Trenton Talks Radio, WIMG1300.com. And we also rebroadcast on True Art TV on Facebook and YouTube on Thursdays at 7, Tuesdays at 7 on WIMG 1300 AM, 5 times. Delaware Winning Gospel Station, your station, WIMG 1300 AM, music for the soul. God bless you. Have a great evening.